Molly May, will you come out to play? Your smile takes the edge off of the day, and you're a light that brightens.
This is Molly May, a Bod Pause Pod and other nice stuff with me, Molly May. Today I'm gonna talk about gross shit. E-I-E-I-O. And do we have to pay royalties if I sing Old MacDonald? Or like the tune of Old MacDonald? That's so great. We don't. If I did, I'd start again, but I'd probably start again the same way. Woo! Hi, Chabish. I'm fucking Reba McEntire, and I'm here to tell you that Molly May is... Oh, wow. That was interesting. That's my Reba McEntire voice. That's the same voice that I used a few episodes ago when I was talking about a conversation that I had with my mom to delineate when my mom and I were talking. My mom, who sounds nothing like this. My mom sounds nothing like Reba McEntire, and Reba McEntire actually sounds nothing like this. But my mom is Reba McEntire. Fucking Reba McEntire. Saint Reba McEntire. Anyway, guys, I feel like I owe you an update on 900 things. So let's just go ahead and put some things to bed. And then we're just gonna unload about some shit, some gross shit, some good old-fashioned poop that has the stigma of being gross and associated with my fatness and other people's association of my fatness. So yay! But first, I think all my ghosts are fine. Just so let's put that in a bow and never fucking talk about it ever fucking again. I have been seeing, well, now that I'm noticing it, right? I've been seeing a lot of ghost orbs around the house recently, but that's, honestly, it's only when I have the flash on my camera. And realistically, it just means that, I have to dust. So, Merry Maids, come on over. When I was young, before the days of the internet, I used to dial 1-800-MOLLY May. And I used to prank call 1-800 numbers all the time. So, what's 1-800-MOLLY May? And I was too shy to call real people. So why not just 1-800, doesn't show up on the phone bell, it's fine. So why not? And it was the same number for Molly Maid. Molly May is Molly Maid, America's premier house cleaning service. Okay, so anyway, I'm outside last night on this still what is very much the treeless patio with my neighbor last night. Because I got spooked being home alone, and I asked her to come outside and have a beer with me because, I was spooked. I had, that the feeling that psychic described to me, with the feeling that someone was watching me. So I messaged her, I was like, hi, beer? Front or back? And we were talking about how sometimes we can hear each other through the walls, because we live in townhomes that are right next to each other. And then I was like, oh my God, maybe that's what the psychic was picking up on. Because this townhome complex is just one big happy family of voices, it could register as us all living together, right? And some cosmic psychic chatter. Are you sure it's just your husband and your dog? I hear chatter. So the couple that lived there before us apparently were shitty to their dog and had this piano that was butted up to the neighbor's wall. And this guy would play the same song over and over but always fuck it up. And so he could never get to the end of the song. And as my neighbor last night, it was just so good. This was like a really sweet, poetic moment. She was just like, hey, it's probably just bad juju from the leftover people that lived there before you. And I bet if you play that fucking piano concerto to completion, the juju will be freed. And like all the spirits want is to finish that motherfucking song, and then they can walk into the light. So that's where I'm at with the ghosts. I don't know, mainly I just had to update you guys on the ghost situation. And I really did want a third opinion, right? Because I saw the psychic, and then I talked to that medium in Salem, and I'm like, I should get a third opinion. But then, like, I have this fear of, like, what if I'm engaging the spirits too far? You know, like, what if they start, God forbid, showing themselves to me? Like, I can't have that. I still wake up every night and, like, look for figures in the dark just to make sure that there are not figures in the dark. And I thought I'd outgrow that in my 30s, at least. But now it just looks like I never can, and I never will. I don't want them to, like, show up and have to get, like, holy watered, like, drown in holy water. So this is the last you'll hear of me talk about it. Yep, until, like, next week when I, like, open up a new can of worms and start bitching about how, like, the ghost refused to do the dishes or something. But I'm still shaving my face, guys. Nothing crazy is growing out of weird places or moles. I feel lovely. It feels lovely. No complaints from other people about it yet. Maybe there hasn't been the right light, but I fully endorse it. So I think if you've ever wanted to, I think now it's officially safe to shave your face if you want to do it. Okay. Ooh, updates. What I can't take off this week. What I can't take off this week. What I can't take off. What I can't take off. What I can't take off this week. I think I may have already covered this one in my WICTOTWs. WICTOTW. What I can't take off this week. That doesn't work. Wick to toe. Anyway, what I can't take off this week. It doesn't work in an acronym, Molly. It's my lack of color hat. That's the lack of color is the brand. It's khaki colored. It has a color. And it's just like, I think I've talked about it. It's just like, it's fucking tits. I've worn it at least twice a week since I've got it. So this company is based in Australia, and I got what they call the Teak Rancher, which is just like a perfect, stiff, wide brim khaki that goes with everything. And it's much more of a daytime than like any of the basic black wide brim hats I've ever had. And I just, j'adore. So the song of the week, I just gave it a re-listen on my way. I just gave it a re-listen on my way over to record today. And I think its intended meaning is about dick sizes. But the song is You're Just the Right Size from Sal Soul Orchestra. And it's like a 1975 like disco hit. A total jam that just like reaffirms over and over and over and over and over, you're just the right size. And like when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, oh my God, a new body anthem that isn't from Lizzo. Like, what is this? Lovely. But yeah, now I just think they're talking about dicks. So do with that what you will. And I came to that conclusion because there are, like I said, all they say over and over and over again is, you're just the right size. And then it's peppered with like that Britney Spears kind of like, like that the real the real indicator of a pop hip and then of a pop hit in the 90s is that okay. Who to follow? My segues today are really great when I just like get this awkward moment. I was like, I'm going to move on to the next thing before I run out of my breath and dig myself a hole. Who to follow? Hi. Alaska Thunderfuck. I love it so much. Have you ever heard a more perfect queen name? Like that's like solely the reason why I chose her as the who to follow. So I can just like breathe heavily into this microphone and say, Alaska Thunderfuck. So Amazon has a series of Cosmopolitan magazine. There are like 2 seasons of it, but they're just like 3-minute long time-lapse episodes of drag queens doing their makeup. And Alaska Thunderfucks is so good because her song is over it. And the song is, "Your makeup is terrible." And it's just like, oh my God, this really great, just like pop jam. But like, how good is that name? And then I was like, who is, oh shit, it's Alaska Thunderfuck. And so I immediately like get on the Instagram. Wow, she's the who to follow, and I didn't even tell you who it is. The only Alaska 5000. There are a lot of fakers out there. Make sure you get the right one. I at first followed the hashtag. I don't do that. I want the person. But like, if I ever have to name anything ever, or I get any sort of like the next dog or a cat or my firstborn child, you better believe that I am DMing Alaska Thunderfuck to name it, because that is beyond perfect. So like, what? Okay. Maybe she's from Alaska, so mine would be Iowa. And then thunder, like your favorite weather. I'd be like, Iowa sunny lay. It doesn't work. Oh, I'll figure something. See, that's why I can't do it. So let's talk some fucking shit. I'm going to dive in. I learned this week. I almost can't do it. I learned this week that skin tags can be caused by hot body parts rubbing together. So that's a cool new fear that I have. I learned that they're common in armpits and the groin area, which is especially spooky, and under boobs. And the reason I know all the things about skin tags, I know everything about skin tags. I've been doing numerous Google searches every day on gout. This is a gout and a skin tags and a plantar fasciitis and a cracked heels episode. We're covering all the bases. And apparently the internet puts gout and skin tags in the same like ew category on the internet. But yes, I do have a small skin tag, and it is under my boob, and you can't see it unless I lift up my boob, and there's a lot of boob to lift up there. Boob. It's fun to say in a microphone. Boob. So really it's just like a really small like baby bat hanging in a cave, and it's fine, and I'm just here to like normalize fucking skin tags for you, I guess. Fucking like, let's call them what they are. Their medical term is peduncle, which is like, that's almost worse. So then I looked up what it is in French, and it's etiquette de peu, which is like not much better. It's like fucking whatever. Oh, actually, a peduncle is technically the way they describe it sucks. The peduncle is technically the stalk, that like the attached stalk part, like the actual taggy, not the overall skin tag, which is called an orchodrodron. I went to school. So cute. Just so you know, apparently they're preventable. In some cases, they're not. And that's the preventable thing, is just not letting your hot skin touch your other hot skin, which I can't avoid. So there you go, guys. I have a skin tag. It's under my boob. So I thought I had gout, which is how I got to know all the things about skin tags. I thought I had gout because my joints hurt like a motherfucker. And the internet told me that it was gout, or it could be gout, or I'm pre-arthritic. My left knee, and these are all things that are like, no, fat girls have gout and skin tags. And I'm like, well, here fucking go. My left knee is ailing from what I used to affectionately call vodka knees, which would occur after a night of boozing and dancing. Really, it's just dry joints and stupid shoes. But my right thumb, so my left knee still hurts, and my right thumb has been a real poor son of a bitch ever since Johnny brought home that fucking Nintendo 64 so we could battle each other in Mario Kart that I love so much. And realistically, it's probably carpal tunnel or overuse, or I jammed it backwards. But it's been months. Okay, and I don't even play Mario Kart that much, but my thumb is my scrolling finger. So now I've been using my phone, and I have one of the big guys. It's a 6 plus, a 7 plus? The generation after the ones that didn't bend after you put them in your butt crack. In your butt pocket, not in your butt crack. You don't put your phone in your butt pocket, not your butt crack. Fucking A. Lord help me today. So I scroll now on my phone with my index finger, and I try not to use my right thumb because gout. So gout is the crystallizing of your joints, and it's supposedly really painful. A doctor did not tell me I have gout. The internet did. And gout is also called the king's disease, which is kind of chic because back in the day, you get it from drinking all the booze and eating all of the meat. It's a booze and meat. So people, when they're doing the Whole30, but they're not doing it the right way and they're just overloading on protein, they'll get hurty joints. And it's they're little gout moments. They're little sweet little crystals. They're citrine showing up in their fucking thumb joints. So why did I come to the conclusion I have gout? Because that fucking explanation is exclusively my diet. I love meat and I love shotgunning Busch Lights. I was talking to my godmom the other day about fucking gout and skin tags, and she was like, I've used that same wit in a conversation before. And I'm like, what wit? She was like, I was having a conversation with a guy that I didn't want to have a conversation with. And he was talking about gout, and then just came out of my mouth. I was like, oh, what's next? Are you going to talk about skin tags? So here we are. The internet classified them as ew together. My godmom classified them as ew together. So here we fucking are. Next point. I have it on good authority that caffeine is really trash for you when you mix it with gout or any kind of ligamental joint pain. So here I am, 10 days, caffeine sober, rattling on and on and on because my brain has completely shifted itself, and I fucking eat everything, and I had to carbo load before we recorded, so I had to stay the fuck awake. It's been 10 days and my body is still not over it. It still wants caffeine every day. I understand a little bit of what it's like to be addicted to hard drugs and cigarettes, and because I'm trying to treat my gout that I think I have that no one has said that I have. But the caffeine has been working. I mean, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. It could be like, I mean, I'll go to the doctor and figure it all out, but my little home remedy is cutting that out is working. Also, being off caffeine, I've had to completely retrain my body how to poop. And for the first time in my life, I have felt what I can't even say it because I've never felt it. I felt what constipation was. And that wasn't cute because I really love cheese. King's disease, guys. I love cheeses. I love meats. We're going to get all fat and sassy. But I'm making a comeback. My poops are fine again 10 days in. So skin tags, gout, poops, constipation. Next up, guys, the lineup of ailments that are associated with being a fat girl. Cracked heels. Like, whatever to skin tags, whatever to gout, cracked heels are a real motherfucker and a real motherfucking bitch to deal with. I will have the deepest, gnarliest cracks that bleed and cut literally across my entire heel. Oh my God. So they're just like, they really start getting bad when my plantar fasciitis flares up. Oh my God, this is a big old hypochondriac episode. So plantar fasciitis is like the tightening and the inflammation of your fascia, which it's the fibrous tissue that runs from like your toes to your heels, and it's like some people like associate it with flat feet or like really high arches, and it hurts like a motherfucker, and it really rears its ugly head in the form of heel pain. For me, and like pain I've never felt before. Like, I can't stand up in the morning, and like I have to. There are a series of stretches that I do when it is really flaring up, and you really just gotta stretch that out. One thing that I found that is counterintuitive, but it really works, is when I like stand on my toes, like I'll curl my toes over, which is hard because hello, alien toes. And keeping your knee aligned with your toes, which is hard to do because like your knee wants to kick out to the side. So like usually a few days of that will clear up my fasciitis for me. Intuitively, you'll want to like raise your toes up, but that's never worked for me. I want to curl it the other way. And it depends on what shoes I'm wearing too that impact it. Like, good support is key. Good old people. Orthopedics, foot health, guys. So when my plantar fasciitis is really flaring, I can't help but have like a baby limp. And when I put more pressure on one foot, like my heels crack. So you can now see like this gorgeous cycle. So last summer, my mom did, I've been talking about my mom a lot, missy mom. She did what I call the surgery on my feet. She boiled water on the stove and brought it out to the porch. And the water still wasn't boiling. Like, we waited a few minutes, but she was like, "No, get them in there now. You have to get your feet in that hot water." So I soaked my feet. It was really hot. And then she took a fucking like heel razor blade. It's a blade. In an attempt to take off all of the skin around like my cracked bloody heels. Like, really like the sweetest gesture in the fucking world. And like the new Mary Magdalene and Jesus moment really was like when my mom was washing my heels. But it sucked. And I found a new thing that worked. And I'm sitting here now with the most gorgeous feet alien toes, but the bottoms are really something to marvel. Tony Moly is one of my favorite K beauty brands, and they have this product that's called Magic Peeling Shoes. And I've used them a few times in the past, but they didn't work as good as I wanted because I followed the directions. So they're like these plastic booty things that you put on, and you're supposed to leave on for like, I don't remember, I think like the max is 2 hours. And then in like 4 to 6 days, like all your skin is supposed to like peel off. I was like, fuck that. I wore these sweet little booties all night long. I slept in them, took them off in the morning, and my feet were like so pruny and tingly and cold. They were just like wrapped in plastic all night. I was like, that seeped in. I can feel that it just really sucked it up. And in 6 days, my skin started to peel off, like sloughing off. And it didn't stop for 2 weeks. And this, yeah. And it sounds so gross. It sounds so gross when it's coming out of your mouth. But it was really something to watch. It was fascinating. You know how like when you see other people's skin peeling off, it's really disgusting, but sometimes when you peel your own, it's fascinating. So like imagine that feeling, but it's thick. And you can like really, this is so gross. You can like really grab it and peel it off of there. And when it came time, like it was sloughing off my feet so much that Johnny would be like, you need to fucking get the vacuum out. Your toe meat is all over the place. Which is accurate and really gross. Wear socks. That's what I learned in this. All the following days that your skin is sloughing off, wear socks. It works. You should see my feet now. And when it came time for my heels to slough off, I mean, I really need a little guidance for me. But you guys, the skin that came off of my feet was so fucking thick. Like I had to cut some spots with the scissors. And like give it a break and then like come at it again the next day. Cause like if I would have kept peeling, it would have maybe took too much off like before it was ready. Cause like that's how thick that I could just really go to town on it if I wanted to. I told you this was a really gross episode, but there are like people out there with these problems and who might have just sit on these like tiny little now perfectly manicured baby feet and not share my little tricks. Correct heels, guys. Fucking get a pair of Tony Moly Magic Peeling Shoes. The internet has them. Ulta has them. Sephora has them. Riley Rose has them, which is my new favorite K-beauty supply store. Like even if your feet are tragically perfect, do it because it's clearly inexperience. I just talked in a microphone for 10 minutes about heels. Sorry if I lost you forever. I thought that you guys should know that I have ailments and you're not alone and we all do and it's fine and they're gross and it's okay to be a little grossy because being a human is really gross. And like watch out for skin tags and gout will sneak up on you. Like I'll go to the doctor and have them. How do they even test for gout? I'll look that up. I'll come back. I'll do a wrap up. I'll come back. Next episode I'll have an update on how doctors test for gout. But like plantar fasciitis can be treated with a good stretching regimen and regularly get yourself a pedicure for the sake of all of those around you. Love you, Chabish. And if you got this far in the pod, I'm impressed as fuck and really grateful to have you listening. If you want to know more information about me or the show, check out the show page on matriarchdm.com, where we host all of the What I Can't Take Off, our progressive Spotify playlist from the songs of the week, and obviously the reminder of who to follow for the week, all in a nice little fucking Matriarch Digital Media bow. Theme song is Molly May by Ben Karen. Like, I'll never get over saying that. It's so good, right? Thanks for listening. You're so cute.